Hello, welcome to She Boss Talk. We are so glad to have you here wherever you're tuning in. If you're tuning in from Facebook, TV, YouTube, we're so glad that you're here. We're so glad to share with you our special series, The Significance of This Decade for Women in Business. I am your host, Shanté R. Roddy, right? So we know that there is such, this is a significant time for women, right? And there's just so many important things that we're to do in this decade. And so I wanted to bring on powerhouse women that to talk about the significance of this decade for all of us that are in business, right? And what it means for us in showing up in the world, right? And so I have a special guest on today. Her name is Melissa. Hi, Melissa.
Hi everyone. Glad
We're
to
so
be
glad to
here.
have you here. So glad to have you here. Can you tell our audience a little bit about yourself, who you are, and what you do?
Sure. Like Shantae said, I am Melissa McClary Davis, and I am the founder and CEO of Wise Digital Marketing, which is a digital marketing agency. I've had the agency for about 15 years on the side, and I just leaped into it full time in this last year with the importance of doing it because we were going into a new decade, and I needed to do it now because if not now, when? And so I serve small businesses, mainly online boutiques, offline retailers as well, in their digital marketing needs, whether it is social media management, whether it is paid advertising or email marketing. I help create digital marketing plans and campaigns for small businesses.
That is amazing. Okay, so we'll start right there, okay,
Okay.
with what you do, because that's your zone of genius. And I believe that marketing is important for women. So I just want you to just provide your perspective and the significance of marketing for women in business in this decade and how important that is for them to be able to amplify their influence and their impact.
Yes, sure. So, yeah, I love marketing. I've been in the space for a while. And when business owners, they wear a number of hats. As a CEO, you wear the hat of your zone of genius, which could be your product or service that you offer, and you need to communicate that out, whether it's training or it's through selling in a store. And you are good at that. That's what you're good at. Now, marketing is a skill that maybe if you don't have the background in it, you may need some assistance with that because what marketing will do with your business, it will amplify, it will elevate and grow. What I've seen and what one of my mission is to help, especially existing businesses that have been around for like 2-3 years that are stagnant. They are not moving up. They're either going down or declining. And they really need to get that shot in the arm or really get put on a trajectory that's worth growth. And that's what marketing can do for you. If you look at all the disciplines within marketing and those include understanding your audience, knowing where they are, making sure that your product is tight and sound for them, and then getting that message out in the right way to benefit them. That's what marketing is. And most small businesses, especially for women, will need that. As they kind of get into that groove with their business, they're in their business, working it, but they're not really working on their business. And working on their business really is a lot to do with marketing.
Yes, absolutely. And so when you talk about marketing and the significance of women, what would be like one tip or one strategy that you would say is the thing that women should consider or do um, in order to be significant, right? So from a marketing perspective, because there's so much to marketing, but one thing that you think that they can do that is going to really help their business.
I think there is so much to marketing. And I think the main thing to do to grow your business is that you need to invest in your business.
Yeah.
As a entrepreneur, it's really hard when right now VCs are giving maybe 2% to women for capital, and that's women in general. And then if you look at African American women, it's even less than that. So you need to think about ways of investing in your business. And one of the investments you need to make from a marketing standpoint, is doing advertising. I know that there's folks out there who really start to talk about how I was successful and I had no ads. That is definitely an anomaly. If you look at what's happening in most businesses and in corporate America, you have to have marketing, and you need to invest in that and invest in getting your name out there. So I think that's the main important thing to do, is invest in doing a little bit of a paid advertising strategy to get your name out, because it's going to answer so many questions. And on top of that, you'll increase your revenue. So that's one of the main things that I like to teach, is to say that look at doing paid advertising.
Yeah, and getting in front of your office, your audience.
Yes.
And when we talk about amplifying your influence and your impact, it requires us to be visible. And the challenge for a lot of business owners, and I'm going to talk specifically for women, is the lack of visibility, right? Because,
Exactly.
and I taught this like last night in my class about, business period. One of the first things that businesses cut is marketing, right? Yep. When they're cutting budgets. And it really should not be. Marketing should always be a priority. You need to be in front of your audience, right?
Yes, you have to.
You have to get in front of your audience. You have to be visible. It doesn't matter how great your gift is, the product, the service, the offer you have, if it's not in front of the people that want it. And let's believe me, there are people, right, that want what you have, that are needing what you have, right? They're waiting for you to show up in front of them with a message that speaks directly to their problem, right?
Exactly. And so getting that message out and getting that reach. And in order to get reach, you got to pay to play. So you have to pay to get the reach, to get in front of people who need it. It's almost your duty. If you have a business, it's your obligation to give your services to folks who need it. So you're going to have to, invest in that.
Absolutely. That's great. Okay, so from your perspective as a woman in business, what do you feel like is the significance for this decade for women?
I think one of the major significance of this decade for women is around networking and getting to know other women entrepreneurs and being their champions. And I'm talking about not only, your friends or somebody who's doing a different business, but your competition. Get to know them and collaborate with them, because there's so much in this world for us women to be able to give to this world, and who want to shop us, who want that story to kind of work with us. So it's really networking and collaboration in this decade. I know that, you're going to have an audience with other folks who are going to buy your products and services, but for women to share and to lift each other up, network and collaborate, and be happy and successful when one other person is successful. Because when they are, that means that we can be one as well. Right. So networking is that's an investment. Take the investment to network with people, get out there, meet people, join groups, and collaborate with them, because your business will grow and be better because of it.
I so agree. And this is a recurring theme, like for all of my videos, all the powerhouse ladies, and these ladies are successful. And I'm a promoter of collaboration, right? I feel it is not even an option for us as women. If we want to dominate in this decade and dominate our lane and be relevant and have influence and impact in the world as we should, we have to come together and collaborate. We have to come together and support each other. When one of us win, when you win, I win. Right?
Exactly.
I succeed, and I want you to succeed. And what can I do to help you succeed? What can we work on together? And I like what you said, because I try to explain this a lot, that networking is not you cannot have like an agenda, a selfish agenda that it's about you and you're trying to sell the person. It's really getting to know the other woman, right? Yeah. Being hearing her story, finding out how you're more alike than you are different, right? Yep. We're all on the same path. We're just getting there differently. We have different sets of gifts, but how can we leverage each other's gifts, right, to dominate in areas where our counterparts are dominating in just about everything, right?
Exactly. you know. And so, yes, I've kind of made it my mission, because I've been in this space for so long, that I'm networking. I want to meet, you know, the generation after me, because I want to teach them certain things, but also I want to see how they grow and understand what they're doing that makes it different, and support each other. And it's just like, you know, we have all a bunch of aunties and a whole bunch of cousins and nieces, and we kind of work together to just bring the greater good to this world, because, you know, the hand that rocks the cradle really rules the world, and we need to heal the world, and we need to have more women in business who have the capital and the collateral to have that power to make it happen. And so we have to support each other.
Yes. Now, how important do you think, or what do you think the significance is of healing
It
women?
is it is so significant. It is very significant, because especially as Black women, we take on we wear every hat, we take on everything. We, you know, we run through mother's guilt and daughter's guilt and all different types of guilt, and we are busy doing things. And sometimes some of that busyness is caused by traumas that we've had in our youth, you know, in our lives, in certain relationships. And so the healing piece of it has to happen, because if you can't feel good about yourself, you really can't support other people. I always say, if you can't love yourself, you really can't love anyone else. But you need to kind of heal and let some of those hurts go, for one thing, and heal and recognize, especially now, this is a new decade. It's 2020. There's so much more opportunities for women. I'm here in Detroit, and Detroit has like the largest startup for African American women in the country. And people and businesses are seeing that. And so there's capital funding that's starting to come in, because they want to see that support, because they know that women are the backbone for the country. And the one step is that you have to have a healing and have to be healthy to be able to be successful. So the healing side of it is really important, especially now in this decade and in this year.
Yes. So ladies, we have to release, right? Release the hurts, get the healing,
Let it go.
let it go, right? Get the therapies you need, right? Because you don't want to be weighted down in this decade, and you don't want anything weighing you down where you can't really be free to do and be everything that you want, that you're meant to be doing, and that you are. So I think that that's very important for women, because we're still, a lot of us are in that place where we need healing, things that we didn't even think we needed healing from, that are impacting you, and they will definitely impact your relationships, which are going to be important to really get you to the next level and help you to dominate in this decade. It's all about relationships, every aspect of your business, right?
Exactly.
And if you're talking about collaborating on different things and partnering up, you have to be a people person, right? You have to be able to relate. It's a relational business.
Yes.
Knowing that, hers can really be a barrier, and we're all about breaking down barriers, okay? So we're living without limits in this decade, ladies. So healing is definitely a must. So thank you so much for that. One other thing I wanted to ask you and touch on is, from your perspective, what would be one thing, like one strategy or tip, do you think would be important for women if they want to be significant in this decade? So one thing, if it was one tip or one strategy you wanted to give for women to really show up and be significant.
I think to be significant, you need to have a story, you need to have a message, and that means you need to focus. That's one of the hardest things. Like I mentioned before, we wear a bunch of hats. So in your business, you need to focus. You're going to have, when you collaborate, you're going to have a lot of opportunities. People are going to say, hey, I thought you'd be good for this, or I could do that. Focus on what you are delivering in your service, and just maintain that focus to be significant, because you need to grow and become an expert in that area. And once you become an expert, then that will help with creating significance around it. So I think that that's probably the one thing that, focus. And it's tough. It's hard, especially for me in like digital marketing, because it's like there's so many areas to go through. But if you are focused, that will help you with your significant, because you just got to know how to say no to other stuff and just keep on that path, and don't give up too soon, because you got to keep that path to learn and grow from. So focus is probably the big thing.
That's really good, because focus is key, and not giving up on the process.
Yep. No, don't give up. Giving up too soon.
Yeah, too soon. Way too soon. Consistency is the key.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes we overcomplicate things, but
Yep.
understanding every day, every small step is a step towards success. But you have to show up consistently. They think they see people, right? They see people online. They think, okay, these people are big. They got it together. They did all that. It was a matter of really just being consistent.
Yes.
Just being consistent. Everybody started out at the bottom or at square one, but they showed up consistently, even when they didn't have an audience. Everybody starts with an audience of 0, but you stick with it. You stay consistent. You keep showing up, right? And I think that's so important for women, because we really need to show up. And I feel like, and I know I was there like for 2 years in my business. And I know women say, oh, I'm showing up because I'm behind my laptop. That doesn't mean you're showing up. And it doesn't mean that you're showing up for your audience, because a lot of us are still like fearful, but we need to break out of that. Your customers and clients are waiting for you to show up for them.
Yep. And you have an obligation to do that. I was just at a conference the other day, and a woman, she was looking for some help. She actually had a very large online retail lingerie business, and she needed some business help. And she connected with us through the app, the event app, and she put her question out there. Is anybody out there who can help me? And so I responded, and I said, hey, let's try to meet up. And I met her. I just wanted to kind of find out a little bit more about her business. And in that, we just had like a 10-minute conversation. And she had came down to this conference, and she just said, you know what, you just made my day, my conference, because you sat and you listened to me, and you showed up and helped me with my business. And that's all we need to do. We just need to show up consistently and be out there and just stretch ourselves a little bit. I mean, I tell people, I know nobody's an extrovert. I mean, there's extroverts and there's introverts. I tell the introverts, you know what, the way that to help you with this showing up, especially in front of the camera muscle, is just keep getting out there. Just keep getting out there consistently, like you said, Shanté. And that's going to help you so much.
Yes. I'm an introvert, so I know.
Yeah. Right? But you keep showing up. You're out there.
Just keep showing up. That's for everybody. Just keep showing up, and in anything that's going to build your muscle, in anything that you do, and you consistently do it. So I have one last question for you. What do you hope would be the significant role that you would play in this decade?
I think definitely laying out some of the rigor and the processes in my experience from a digital marketing standpoint to the younger generation. That's the thing the legacy I want to leave. I'm legacy thinking now with my business. I have worked with, and I've had great people on my staff, on my team, and I've always been a great manager in working with folks. And one of the things that was consistently said is that I spell out and I help strategically understand the rigor of marketing and how that helps brands and businesses. And I want to make sure that that information is being shared for small businesses and for women entrepreneurs, because that's something that if you don't take it in class, it's hard to find and figure out. So that's one of my legacy things I want to leave behind, is knowing marketing and understanding your role as a CEO in terms of marketing, and making sure you align yourself with people who have that great experience. So if I can refer out people to small businesses as their marketing help, that's what I want to leave behind.
Awesome. That's great. Leaving a legacy. So ladies, what legacy are you leaving, right? So think about that. What legacy are you going to leave, right? What impact are you going to make in this decade? So thank you so much, Melissa, for being here with us. Can you tell our audience where they can connect with you?
Sure. Yes. So you can connect with me on LinkedIn, Wise Digital Marketing, as well as under Melissa McClary Davis. You can also connect with me on Facebook, Wise Digital Marketing, at Wise Digital Marketing on Instagram. And I would love to help any other businesses out there who really want to grow their business and take it to the next level. That's the best places to catch me, out there in these digital streets.
All right, so digital marketing. So we want to thank our special guest, Melissa McClary, for being here with us. It's been a true pleasure just to talk to another powerhouse woman that's really making an impact on the world, that's helping to inspire and empower us, giving us her words of wisdom, right, to help us really dominate the decade. So you have been tuning in to She Boss Talk, and this is our special series on the significance of this decade for women, because we know there's a significance for it. There's major things for us to do in this decade, many things to do, many people's lives to impact. Our voices need and deserve to be heard around the globe. There's people that are needing you, right? And so whatever we can do to amplify your influence and your impact, that's why we're here. We use this platform for that. So we would love to spotlight you. We would love to have you on as a guest. If you would like to be a guest or be a part of the show in some way, please visit us at www.shebosstalk.com. Right? And we would love to have you on the show and spotlight you. Thank you so much. If you need more words of inspiration and empowerment to get you moving, to get you motivated and encouraged to keep moving forward, please go over to our live page over on Facebook, where there's so much content from other women experts in business that can speak directly to where you are and what you need to make your next move, to make sure that you're reaching to your next level in your business and in your life. So thank you so much for tuning in. We will talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you.